What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's Netflix original movie review of He's All That, the spiritual successor to She's All That. This time is directed by Mark Waters. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming in next. If you like any of the videos, awesome, hit that like button, as well as comment below on any video that you watch, including this one. So, if you're someone like me, a movie like She's All That, which came out in 1999, is somewhat, I wouldn't call it the greatest film, but it's kind of a seminal film of the era with like American Pie, where it was a film that took characters that could be somewhat relatable with like the jocks and the outcast. It was a movie that, you know, was of its time for what it was trying to do, but you could see somebody like Rachel Lee Cook become the prom queen, but she was one of those people that was looked down upon. You could see the jocks kind of making fun of people like that. 1999 was a completely different era than 2021. So with them bringing it into the modern day sense, with having somebody like Addison Rae, who's a social media magnet, she's very popular. She gets in a tiff with her ex-boyfriend, played by Jordan, his name is Jordan, who is this like weird, off-kilter, stupid character. And the idea of having social media views and trying to chase those views, as we typically do in YouTube space and Instagram space and of course Snapchat space, is something that makes sense. But the thing of, like I said, about that movie is not only was it a different era, but the concept of what Rachel Lee Cook was and how she's transformed is a little more believable than, let's say, this movie, which is kind of a vice versa movie. So now we have Taylor Buchanan, who of course is playing a character who's kind of the outcast, a loser character, and so on and so forth. But what's really interesting about his character is he's not really much of an outcast. Yes, he has a different look and a different outlook on his life in high school, and he's very against high school and stuff like that. But even if I'm a little kind of ignorant when it comes to what high school is like now, a character like him who likes photography, who likes horses, who dresses not that really that strangely, who really is in a sense a very artistic individual, is like a lot of high schoolers that I know or have heard about, who are very much in the sense of they like, you know, comic book movies, they like, you know, nerdy crap. And to have a character like that here as the outcast is a very weird kind of thing. You know, just having somebody trying to be transformed into the prom king is not really that surprising or unique or anything like that. So it was such a weird thing to watch. But in essence, you know, the story is the same. You know, person tries to turn another person through a bet into the prom king or queen based on which movie you're watching, and those two start falling in love together, and they start having a relationship. Things start kind of paying off, you know, how they feel about each other, and we find out the bet is a bet, and the character that's the outcast is blah blah blah. You know how the movie plays out if you've ever seen She's All That, but because this is a modern day retelling of this film, a lot of people probably have never seen that movie. And there's actually a pretty funny joke about Matthew Lillard, who plays the same character. I think he's like the principal in this movie. He's like with a kid who has his phone, he's using that as a DJ board, and the kid's like, he's like, "Where's your setup?" And the kid's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So it's that type of movie where a lot of people are never going to have heard about She's All That. So in essence, I guess it's fine for what it's worth, but where my problems lie in this movie is not only the sense of trying to turn someone who is not really an outcast in their own right into a handsome individual, but these female characters or these socialites, these really rich people, they really feel of a certain different age, a different time. They don't feel like they're realistic characters in a lot of ways. The Taylor Buchanan character is much more realistic in sense of how he is being portrayed, but even his character is so goofy and not well written, which a lot of these characters are. It just feels like a TV movie made into a Netflix movie, and this has always been a problem with Netflix, where they have these great concepts for ideas, but they're never well executed, and it's just Netflix just throwing out money, you know, left and right, as they will do willy-nilly. But that's this overall justification for this movie. It's very shallow. It's very kind of strange that Mark Waters directed this movie because of Mean Girls, which was a very competent, very, you know, awesome look into high school and cliques and how people view each other. It was so well written, I guess because of Tina Fey as a writer, but it has such a great kind of chemistry to it. And these characters don't have any chemistry. They're very, very shallow characters. They're very stupid characters. They're not, you know, characters that you would ever want to hang out with, because even Addison Rae's character of Bridget, or whatever her name is, she never really kind of learns anything. Yes, she learns to be a better person to people around her, but she's still chasing after views. She's still chasing after those, you know, those fake, you know, people that watch her to try and make money off her, you know, selling of stuff and, you know, portraying her fake self online. And that's what a lot of people do in YouTube, is they portray their fake selves to kind of gain an attraction and an audience. But that's this movie's whole justification for even having this movie. Is it's not even about the fact that it's a reiteration or reboot. It's about the fact of a girl just trying to chase after the view count, the popularity, and when it goes down and it wanes, she starts losing her self-worth and stuff like that. And that's what makes the movie so shallow, is your self-worth is based on your view count or how popular you are and stuff like that. And that just doesn't work for me. That's why in the end I felt this movie was just a complete travesty of a film. It makes the original kind of shallowness of She's All That an interesting kind of fun film that has at least something to say about, you know, how you look at different people in different lights. But this movie is just so much of a TV made for movie. It's so much of a weird kind of direction for Mark Waters, who, like I said, has directed some really interesting films in the past. And it's a movie that I don't feel is good at all. I'm gonna be particularly honest. I think this is a film that even the people who love, you know, chasing after your view counts and stuff like that, who love these types of films, will like, but I don't think it's a film that has any personality to it. I don't think it's a film that really shines a good light on humanism and human people. And in the end, you have to go into this movie knowing that it's just not a very good movie. It really isn't. This is a movie that would probably get like a 2 or 3 on IGN, because it's just such a terribly written, very shallow in its context of what it's trying to do. And yeah, it's not a very good movie. I'll give it that. It's another iteration of something really stupid. So, but with that said, that's gonna be my take on He's All That. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. If you watched He's All That, what do you think? Are you actually looking forward to this movie? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell. Top fun's coming in next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.